Hello! Hello. Oh my goodness. I've just been sitting here, just listening to the music. Almost forgot. And I was like, go live! And then I realized, oh, I didn't connect my OBS to YouTube yet. Or to the broadcast. My goodness. That's what happens with this music. Sometimes you just get a little too into it and you miss almost very important steps. But hello, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your weekend has started off well. It was pretty good for me. I went to the mall today. I got some very cute things, including I bought my first blind box. Have I memorized the song by any chance? No. I mainly just hear it in the opening. There's no lyric. It doesn't have, it's just the instrumental in the opening. So I do know the melody. I recognize the melody. I don't know any of the lyrics. But let me tell you about the very cute thing. I bought my first blind box today, and normally I do not buy blind boxes. I guess I buy TCG, which is kind of... It's pretty much the same thing, but it's in a different format. But for me, I don't really buy blind boxes, because unless I like every single design, it doesn't seem worth it to me, because I know my personality. And I saw this very cute phone stand, card stand Miffy. It was so cute, and of the 6 designs, they did say there were like 6 secret designs. I don't really believe them, but there were 6 designs that were available, and I was like, you know what? I'd be happy if any of these. I really like it. It was pricey, but I'm gonna be using it a lot, and I don't know, it was fun. It was fun, but would you believe, of the 6, I ranked all the colors, and I was like, in order of the colors I want, I got the one that I ranked 6. This is what happens. I told you, I always manifest the one I don't want. But you know what? I did technically get the kind I want, because there were 2 versions of this you could get. It was a double sofa and a single sofa. And I was like comparing the weights of the boxes. I was like, I think this is a double sofa. And it was a double sofa. So I was right, but I do... And don't get me wrong, it's very cute. It's Miffy, of course it's cute. I keep telling myself that there's no reason for you to go back and get another one. Part of me is like, this is the perfect card stand, and the other part of me is like, what if you get another orange Miffy? So that's how I talked myself out of getting another box. It was a close call though, very close call. What else happened today? I'm trying to think. I had a pretty good day. It was pretty chill. I did get milk tea today, and I had milk tea yesterday, so it was nice. I didn't get milk tea on Wednesday, mainly because I didn't go out, and also because I was at home and I kind of got lazy. And then I didn't have milk tea, and I was like, oh, I regret this. I must have my caffeine. Gambling, surely you get... That's the thing, right? That's the mindset. Surely you'll get the one you want next time. But as someone who has opened multiple Pokemon Celebration ETBs, and I still somehow don't have the Professor Oak full art that I was kind of like, I liked, I don't really have faith in my odds. Also, it was literally like 20... I got a discount, so it was like $27. It was pricey. Yeah. I know, it could be, but I don't want to pay that again. I already paid it once. And I'm happy with it. I'll use it. I already have it displaying my favorite card. And I'll probably see if I can use it in future ones. But I can't keep going in with the mindset of that. That's what happens. That's why I bought 6 of the Lulock Volume 1 Weißwurst Blau card packs. Booster packs. And that's also why I bought so many Pokemon Celebrations. I don't have a Gardevoir. I really wanted Luxray and Gardevoir for the Pokemon Celebration set, and I couldn't get either. Somehow I ended up with a Shiny Mew, Tapu Lele, which was apparently the very rare pull. I even got the... what was it? It was like the Gyarados card or something. I got a bunch of cards that people were like harder pulls, and I still could not get the full art Professor Oak, Luxray, or Gardevoir, even though all 3 are supposedly not that difficult to pull for. So I don't believe in my odds. I did see another blind box, so this is the thing. You buy one blind box and then you see another one, and this one was only $20. I was like, oh, that's also very cute, because it was Tokidoki and Hello Kitty, and I was like, I literally love every single design except for Pochaco, because Pochaco was a cactus. It wasn't cute. But personally, I wanted the Batsmaru, but it was a chase, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get that, because it was Batsmaru wearing a cherry blossom samurai outfit with like a little cherry blossom sword. It was very cute. But I was like, if that's the chase, there's no way I'm gonna get it. And so I was like, you know what, it's fine, I'll live. I'm not gonna buy any more blind boxes. And that's how I somehow miraculously stopped myself from buying them, because I very rarely see a design where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this so badly. But this Miffy and that Hello Kitty Tokidoki, because I adore Tokidoki. Tokidoki is a brand, and it's like a very I think it's an IP of these very kind of like punk cute characters, and they've done a lot of things. I do have a Tokidoki mirror, and it's one of my favorite things. It is heavy. I think if I threw that at someone, it would knock them out. But it's like a little mirror I have, and I really do like the design. I think one of the things I do want is a Tokidoki coloring book, but those are like $50. I don't understand. That's right, character rankings! Hello, welcome, Reiko! Mine's going pretty good, thank you. I hope your day is going good as well. Please don't throw it. I do not! Gosh, it was an example. I was trying to give you an idea of how heavy it was. It could be a paperweight. Does that sound better? I do not test out these. It's just a theory. A game theory. No, I'm kidding. I never watched MatPat growing up, but I did have a friend who loved MatPat's game theory videos. So I am familiar with it, but I never did get into it. If I had a vote in the Sanrio character rankings, I'm still deciding between Chococat and Pochacco. Here's the thing. I adore Pochacco. They recently came out with a Loungefly Sanrio Pochacco backpack. It's so cute. So stinking cute. I really wanted it, but it is probably not. It's probably out of my budget. Like, if I had to pick, it'd be either the backpack or the Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which, by the way, I was about to buy and then the price went up. So I will save the super for the Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I will get it, but I'm gonna wait for the price to go back down, because why did it go up randomly? I don't understand. The dentin. Okay, that was in self-defense. Anyways, I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was trying to decide because I love Chococat. And Chococat is one of those characters where, for some reason, I'm obsessed with Chococat, because the plushies I have of Chococat are literally my ideal plushies. I cannot explain it. And I want more Chococat merch, but Chococat doesn't really have like a cute color palette every time it comes out. I did once see this ramen bowl, and it was blue, and it was Chococat, and I wanted to get it, but it was literally from a scalper who was selling it for 200. And then it was 70, and then it was 50, and I'm like, that's still too expensive, because the original bowl is only like $30. That's what happens when you have scalpers. But it was also just, I was like, oh my goodness, this is such a rare blue Chococat piece of merch. I really wanted to get it. And then I saw the size of the bowl, and I'm like, that is not enough for ramen. Okay, do you guys know that brand where like they license a lot of different IPs, and they make like these ramen bowl sets, right? The bowl is so small, it's literally just enough for you to have the ramen pack as it is. If you put in toppings or anything, it's too much, unless you put in literally one egg. One egg, that's all you could probably get in there. And I know that like instant noodles have been kind of decreasing in volume. There's a noodle I found once at the Japanese dollar store, and it literally was called the One Bite Snack for instant noodles, and it was meant to be like eaten. The noodles were just meant to be eaten, they weren't meant to be boiled. But that is how big the noodle packs are now. They're so small, it looks like it looks like it could be just with one bite. Massive. Okay, I'm just saying, if I am going to have instant noodles, it is not a snack, it is going to be my meal. I'm going to add veggies, I'm going to add eggs, I am going to make it so that I can comfortably enjoy it and still get nutrition from it. Unless, of course, I'm getting my favorite brand of instant noodle, which I recently confirmed was vegetarian, because half of their offerings are vegetarian, which is godsend, because that is so rare. So rare. That one I don't add anything, because it is like literal instant noodle in like the styrofoam bowl. I've tried adding eggs to that in the past, and it just does not cook as well, and then it's like a lot of work to like cook the eggs on the side and add it, so that one is a snack. Carbo load. Every time I hear that, I think of Michael Scott carbo loading before his marathon. I've never, as someone who does not run marathons, I don't really understand it, but yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. It just made me think of Michael Scott, and then I lost the rest of my trains of thought. Oh, and other news. I was reading this isn't news, sorry. It's just me talking about one of the novels I read. It was A Cook in a Perished World, I think. And I really enjoyed it. I think I got up to chapter like 400, but I did get kind of annoyed because I realized as the story went on, the author, I can't call it exposition, but they basically started writing as if they had a word count they had to hit. Because I would skip, like if the one chapter was 10 pages long in a Word doc, because you know, like each line is space, and that's just, it sounds like a lot of reading, but it's not. I would skip 6 of those, 4 to 6 pages. I still would be able to like let's say I want to skip the excess fluff and get to the point, I wouldn't miss anything. I still understood what was going on, and I thought that was really unfortunate because up to that point they had really good writing. And then the version I was reading got taken down, so I will never get to find out what happened. But all I know is I'm kind of excited to see what happens in the manhwa. I don't know. I feel like this is the problem when you have these kind of stories where the character is just getting progressively stronger. A lot of times the authors, they want to add tension, but adding tension, like, this is how this author adds tension. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you get really into a story and then the writing kind of deteriorates because this author, I could see what they were trying to do. I am not criticizing them. It's just not for me, not my style. Maybe someone out there likes it. In my perspective, when you introduce a concept like, oh, we are going to, let's say, like, I'm going to find out who the culprit is. And then as soon as you're about to hear the culprit's name, it goes to the next chapter. And then it takes like 2 chapters later for you to find out who the culprit was. I don't like that. That's so soap opera-y. I understand that's a tension tactic, but it's annoying because if it's done well, like you kind of get hints, or if there's a reason, like for example, he's interrupted or things like that, I still prefer that instead of just being like, he's shocked and then we have to wait to find out 2 chapters later. I would have just skipped the 2 chapters to find out. Weak character with few abilities has a lot of limitations. Limitations lead to creativity. Exactly, that's the thing. I think the concept of having an overpowered character is fun, but it does lead to what else can you do? You know? What else can you do for the character to feel like they're... What other challenges can you put in front of this character? Because one of my favorite stories is Dia no Ace, and Dia no Ace is actually about the main character Sawama Eijun and his journey to be an ace. The story does end just as he's about to become the ace and just about as they're about to win and go on to the next stage. The author has expressed that he will probably not continue because he feels like he has completed the journey of his character. That is in his discretion, and I agree and understand, because sometimes once you've accomplished a character's main goal, what else is there? Is there another goal for them? But is that going to take away from the story? And what often happens in the overpowering stories is that once they kind of quote-unquote achieve their goal, or they find out their goal is not what they thought it was, or they find out their goal is actually connected to a bigger picture, sometimes that just leads to fights on a bigger scale, so to say, but it also just leads to bloating. It just leads to, oh, he handles that with ease, or oh, he doesn't need to do much, it's already resolved kind of thing, because they don't really know how to... Once we get to a certain point, it's easy to create, I think, tension when it comes to day-to-day things, because so many of us pull from real life. But once you get to like these kind of fights, what else is there? I think it's a little harder to develop it and flesh it out properly. If your character is the strongest and can do everything, there are no limitations, therefore no creativity and non-interesting story. Also true. Yes. I think that it's possible to be done because there are characters who have overpowering abilities. For example, Triple S class Suicide Hunter. he is someone with the literal ability to go back in time. He literally gets a save point and a redo. And we can say that is pretty much the most overpowered ability you can get, because as long as you are willing to reset, you will get infinite chances, infinite possibilities to redo. But the way that the story progresses and the challenges he goes through means that he has to use his ability in a creative way. That is, even though his ability is OP, the author was still able to push his ability to the limit and push the character to go beyond just, oh yeah, I'll just try again, you know? And I think that's what made that story so good, even though it's overpowering. Even when we talk about, for example, Lout of Account's family, Kale is pretty OP. He's very OP, but I don't feel like the story is boring in the way that the author's letting it roll out. In the way that Kale is, the character is kind of leading the story. And I don't know, I feel like it can be done. Overpowered characters can be done well. But there's so many stories where I've dropped it because at some point, it just becomes, I am a god. I'm not even joking. But yeah, what was I gonna bring up? I think I was gonna bring up a specific point, because for me, when I was reading this story, A Cook in a Perished World, I thought that the actual abilities were interesting. I thought that the perspective and the world building was going really well. It was just unfortunate that the author kind of got so caught up in, how can I say this? I feel like they want to try a lot of things. All of a sudden, they were doing like introducing other characters' perspective. I had to read a scene 2 times, and like that doesn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's interesting to see how other characters perceive it, but I think because every time there was no payout, or the payout took too long, those are 2 things that really affect, I think, a reader's enjoyment. If the payout takes too long and it does not feel satisfying when you get the payout, that is the worst. It will instantly lose interest. I almost gave up reading, even though like I was at 400 chapters in. 400 chapters in. Almost gave up. I was like, I don't really care. Is his parents gonna wake up? I don't really know. I lost interest. Because I knew that the payout wouldn't be worth it, or we would never directly get resolution for the payout, because that is how the writer led me to believe. It's one of the reasons, one of my favorite stories. I talked about this all the time. I think it was, what was it? The drama. It's called Long Live the Drama King. It is about someone who, it was about a TV producer who passed away, and his last wish was he wanted to make the ultimate makjang drama. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, and this is my understanding of it, makjang is a kind of Korean drama where it's just cliche. It's cliche on cliche. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to occur. Some people watch it because they know what's going to occur and they just enjoy that. But other people, it's just cliche. This producer wanted to make the ultimate makjang drama. And so the system that, rescued him and sent him back in time, as most of these stories do, and gave him a second chance, paired him with someone else, which is the greatest movie director of that era. And their job was to create a makjang drama. Now, I will spoil it for you because this infuriated me. Exactly. This story was so good. I cannot explain to you how good it was because, number one, they had limitations, being that he had to go back in time before he had influence. The movie director is literally a ghost. He has no influence besides giving advice. He had to start from just like the beginning. What he had to do. And he was actually still in an underdog kind of situation because his superiors literally hated him. Not all of them, but his immediate superior. And for those of you who have worked, you know that if your boss doesn't like you, oh my goodness, your working life is very difficult. Actually, I don't think he was at 0-0. I think it was when he was in a very disadvantaged situation. He might have been working for at least a year or 2, and then so he was still new without a lot of connections. But he was in a bad situation. Basically, they went on to make crazy interesting dramas where how they're never let them know your next move. What if you sing in space? What if everyone is an alien? Kind of thing. It's very fun. It was so silly and fun and lighthearted, and it was actually interesting because the way that they had it set up and how the system calculated success, it made it kind of develop tension, because it was almost like the system, even though it helped them, it was also kind of against them. So that's created a lot of tension. And then all of a sudden, in season, I think 2 or season 3, I have to check how many seasons this one ended up having, they did technically go until the end. However, spoiler alert for those of you who don't want to hear it, you can skip, you can pause and then come back later, because all of a sudden there was romance. Now this romance was not bad. However, this romance led to the ending of the series, because as soon as he got involved with this person, suddenly none of their goals mattered. Suddenly they're like, oh, everything, like why we discovered like why the movie director was a ghost, and what his wish was, which because everyone who was working the system has a wish. And then the system literally said, oh, technically everyone's wishes have been granted. Oh, right, nothing is important. Even though this guy, the main character, had never made a makjang drama according to the standard that he wanted to do and according to what the system demanded for 3 seasons. All of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I guess everything's wrapped up now, bye. And it literally just left. And it made me so annoyed because the art quality fell. All the characters randomly like started looking different. All of a sudden, nothing mattered. All the tension, all the story building, everything they'd done where they were just like setting up different rivalries, poof, gone. They just got married and then that was it. And you know what's even worse? Even the movie director, he had, I won't give you a full spoiler, he literally had a connection to this character and to the love interest, and they were like, oh, it doesn't matter because technically I'm a ghost, so even if you go talk to the movie director that is currently alive where you guys are, it means nothing because this guy hasn't died yet. What does that mean? Like, I understand what it means, but as a reader it was just like, I read hundreds of chapters, hundreds. Well, I guess hundreds is an exaggeration. I think it was 150 because most manhwas do not get hundreds of chapters. Let me find out how many they got in the end. Wow, I don't know why this didn't pop up first. Hold on. It got 125 chapters. All of a sudden, they were like, and we will continue to try, even though it was hopeless. And I wanted to make a video on it, but I got so annoyed. I got so annoyed because it was something that could have been so interesting, and it's a story I had recommended so many times because it was so silly and so fun and so interesting, and then the ending was just the worst. The literal worst. If they were like, never know your next move, they really set out to do that, because what do you mean that such a good beginning, such a great and interesting middle, and then you just threw it away? It truly was never know your next move. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a video on it and then get your guys' opinion, and then you can tell me if you disagree with me. But I, as someone who loved the story, it was so upsetting. Fanfic writing to fix it. No, it's not even worth it because I don't want to write fanfic on it. I wanted to read the same level of quality of writing that I saw in the beginning. No, I'm so, that's how annoyed I am with it. It's not even like I'm gonna write fanfic to fix it out of spite. What it is give me back the hours I spent raving about this. What do you mean this is how you decide to wrap this up? Is this a joke to you? Maybe I'm just getting annoyed for no reason. Maybe I have to make a video on this now. I have to get someone else's opinion. Because I've tried getting my friends to read it and it's not really their thing, which is totally fine. It's just I want someone else to like tell me if I'm being over dramatic. I don't think so, because my personal opinion, I can have my personal opinion, but it was annoying. It was so annoying. Alright. Yeah. Here's the thing. Even though I want to share this story with you, my concern with some of the manhwas, maybe I will make it a book club. Because here's the thing. For some of these manhwas, for example, Tapis. Let me see. Tapis. I have to find out how much it would cost for you guys to read everything. Because I already read it. It is 125 chapters. The first 3 chapters are free. How many inks is a chapter? And some of them are just plain locked. How much ink cost per chapter? Tapis. If you access 300 to 450. Let's say 450. 450, how much does ink cost? I always try to find stories that I think that people would be able to access at like libraries and things like that. I do not think that this is available at a library, which is why it was not my first pick. Hold on. How much does ink cost? Tapis. 450. Depending... Cries and... This one, very few manhwas get physical. That is why I'm really happy with, for example, Yen Press. They do have IZE Press. I think I call it IZE Press because I don't know if it's called Eyes Press. But they are bringing a lot of manhwas, but they are limited. And there are some other companies who are starting to bring it, but there are also... There's like 2 companies I know off the top of my head who've already closed. Which is devastating because they had some really great titles that I wanted to get. But they've closed and I don't think those books are going to get reprinted. Let's say, I don't know, 122 times 450. 54,900, 54,900. You probably need to spend $40. I would say approximately $40 to read this. But we'll see. We'll see. I am not saying you are obligated to spend $40 to read this in order for us to do it as a book club. However, I always hope that I can choose stories where there is an option for you guys to get it from a library, whether it be digital or physical. So that's why it's just one of the things I consider. $40 for missing. Yeah, I know. So many things you would want to physical. Exactly! That's why when these do come out as physicals, I do buy them. I really try to support them. Sometimes, like, books are getting so expensive nowadays, but I do try to support where I can because I do want to... I do hope that more of these stories will continue to be licensed and published. And it is because there's a big boom in manhwa. There is kind of like a concern that the manhwa industry is kind of conflated. And people are like, oh, webtoons is like... Okay, hold on. I don't want to get too much into this. The webtoon bubble has popped, not because people have any less interest in manhwas. I want to make this clear. Number one, the genre is just evening out because so many stories that are being brought to being physically translated are the same kind of story. So of course, you are very unlikely to bring in new viewers because you're not bringing in too many diverse kind of licenses. Number two, when you have a company like Webtoons, which has a history of not treating its artists well, and by artists, I mean that the indie creators who kind of built Webtoons as what it is, because Webtoons was originally a platform to share your comics, they started licensing in order to bring in more, but because they have such a stigma and such a history and a continued poor treatment of a lot of things, and there are some values that I personally just no longer agree with, so I no longer support Webtoons, I no longer have the app. I do hope that stories continue to get published and creators get their bag. However, like I said, that's why you notice I've just... there are some stories that I just can't recommend to read on Webtoons because I no longer read there. If you do, that is fine, that is on you. You are free to choose to support and read where you want. It is just my personal choice. And then third is mainly just the boom of the manhwa industry has come at such a cost. So many amazing manhwa artists have been treated so poorly because of the output that is expected of them. It's not physically possible. So many amazing series who've had art changes because they are cutting on quality, or the artist had to be changed because of health reasons. Authors and the demand, oh my goodness. It makes me understand why manga has, like, they break up one chapter into 4 pieces and then they release it. I guess like 4 quarters, and they release quarter of a chapter a week because the output, because of their physical health, because so many things. So I think it's just inevitable. It kind of slows down. It doesn't mean that people have any less interest in manhwa. If anything, the demand for manhwa has increased. However, people are not happy with the way that it's going. That's all. Anyways, yeah, they are. It's terrible. I really hope, like, I'm really glad now that there are some people who recognize artists as they are, and they are like personally going to support the artists on their own social medias and showing their support, and those artists feel more comfortable sharing their own works as well. And hopefully this will allow them to be a little, like, how do I say this? I think it's great that we are attributing credit where credit is due, going directly to the authors and the artists. Yes, the publishing company connected and did the other stuff, but if they are not treating their artists and authors well, they're not gonna get any kind of flowers. That a manga from Shonen Jump, half-year work schedule, they'd releasing 6 to 10 pages a week at most. Exactly, that is why they do it in quarters. I also think that's why so many manhwa artists, manga artists, also have health problems. I think they are doing it in black and white. That is not even talking about the full color that Webtoon does. That is not diminishing what manga artists do. Manga artists are equally as skilled, they simply do it in a different way. I am simply saying that the way that manga and manhwa is consumed, I think, is a bit it's unsustainable. It just isn't. Even for me, where I go, like, I can binge, I gladly would wait. Like, some of my favorite stories, I think I get 1 chapter every 2 weeks, and sometimes 1 chapter a month, and I'm okay with that. I am perfectly okay with waiting if it means that the authors and artists are being A, properly compensated, and B, able to get the rest they need to put out the quality work that they do. It's so sad to read so many author notes and them being like, I'm so sorry, the work wasn't up to par, and it's literally gorgeous, and they're like, I got sick and I hurt my wrist and I had to go to the hospital and I spent, oh gosh. Somehow I ended up in a rant about the manga manhwa industry. That's not what I intended when I was like, I want to share some of the manhwa and mangas I've been reading. My bad. Anyways, support artists, support authors where you can, whether it be libraries, whether it be merch, whether it be like actually letting them know you love a story. I don't know if you guys know, there was this famously done story called, I think, what was it, Dandelion Girl, about a magical girl and an entity that protected her. Oh my gosh, that blew up on social media, and I think that's what got them a Viz English license. I think it was already in talks, but it kind of cemented it because there was such a like a social media boom for it. It went viral. Yeah, that's a thing. That's why when I commission art, I tend to just, unless I give them a hard deadline, I tend to be very much like, you do you. I just can't wait to see it. Just let me know. Because it definitely, as someone who wants to do art but does not yet have the skill, I am like sketching and drawing in my own time just to like, because I want to be able to draw, or at least do some form of art. It's really fun for me. Definitely is a lot of time, effort, training up to this point for artists to be able to do what they do, and I think, I guess this should be common sense. It's not. Let artists draw. Let them just take their time. Of course, they should be updating, but so many people keep complaining on Twitter, and I mute those threads. I mute them. There's a difference between someone who scams you and makes you wait 2 years, which is personally kind of unacceptable. But personally, I would also have reached out beforehand, wanted to ask for the situation. If I got ghosted, I would have filed a chargeback. Because, like I said, I'd let the artist go because I understand it takes time. But if you are concerned, you should be trying to check in earlier. Everyone's different. Every artist has their different deadlines. As long as the artist has communicated with you, it's fine. I forgot. Dang, I had something I wanted to say. I totally forgot the point. You know what? We should all just I don't want to continue. Let's not go into any more tangents. Let's go. I'm gonna keep tangenting. To the throne room. I think I have to fix my Elgato. Hold on. Alright. I wasn't sure if that was like the Digimon Survive screen or not. What do we do about Miyuki? Alright. I still want to save her. Do we have to fight? I think we should run. Now, it is Moro. Moro, I think we should run. I feel like we have War Greymon. We can totally take her. Do we have to fight? You don't have to, but I feel like it would be better. I still want to save her. Wait, it's still not perfectly... Hold on, I see like a dark gap. Okay. And then we make it a little bigger. Alright. Well, that's weird. How come I could adjust it if it's locked? Okay, that was weird. It was locked and I could still adjust it anyways. I still want to save her.
それでも僕はみゆきを助けたい。無茶言うなよ。もうそんなこと言ってられる状況じゃねえよ。
たくま、これ以上はやばいよ。私たちもやられちゃう。
でもミノル君、カイト君、もう少しだけ時間をくれないかね。教授まで何言ってんの？先ほど一瞬だが彼女は正気を取り戻した。きっと私たちの声は届くはずだ。私はこれ以上誰かがかけるのを見たくないのだ。だからお願いだ、時間を。少しだけだぞ。ダメそうならとどめを刺すからな。
Okay, what are you going to do? Drachmon can't even go into ultimate form, okay?
ありがとう。本当に。行くぞ、タクマ君。
No, Miyuki.
わかるだろう。君のことを思ってくれる人がここにいる。弟のハル君のためにも負けないでくれ。君たちも一緒に帰るんだ。
リコラ。
みゆきなら大丈夫だよ。きっと勝てる。一緒に帰れる。だから負けないで。打ち勝つんだ。主に。
Okay, we might need a stronger cough drop.
みゆき君は正気を取り戻そうとしている。みゆき、みゆき。
たくまさん。
みゆき。違う。
私はみんなのところに。
Why is it in caps if she's mumbling?
そうだよ、みゆき。みんなで帰ろう。元の世界に。ね。
さん、私は私
For
タク
Miyuki.
マダメだぜ。また暴走し始めてる。
She must be in so much pain. The master is like, I must
応援
distract.
が来やがったぞ。クソが。これ以上は持たない。どうするんだ。
It's okay, we'll just use Terra Force. Take them all out all at once. That's why we needed the AoE attack, see?
ユキ、嘘だろ。いかん。
No, Digimon! Sorry, I probably should have been more dramatic, but...
ジジモン、胸を刺されて。みゆき、やめてくれ。これ以上誰かを傷つけるのは。
Is Digimon now gonna be evil?
タクマ、やばいって。みゆきはもうダメだ。ここもやばいぜ。いつ崩れてもおかしくない。待ってよ。ジジモンが。ジジモン。ダメだ。とても近づけない。タクマ、俺たちだけでも逃げないと。でもユキ、いいから逃げろ。ジジモン。
No, he should have had used the staff.
この世界を頼むぞ。ダメだ、ジジモン。一緒に。ダメだって。タクマまで死んじゃう。離してくれ。助けなきゃ。せめてジジモンだけでも。そのままタクマを引っ張ってこい。ミユの開けた穴から逃げるんだよ。
Okay, don't yell it out loud, Minoru, then they're just gonna follow.
僕は。
I honestly thought Digimon would like Digivolve or something.
みんな無事ね。
ああ。
うん。
くそ。
玉座の間はもうダメね。穴も塞がってしまったみたい。たくまくん、行きましょう。
でも僕は。
ジジモンさんが亡くなってしまったことは悲しいわ。けれど顔を上げて進むの。進まないといけないの。私たちにはそれしかできないわ。
僕は助けられなくて。
たくまくん、ここで落ち込んでいるだけでいいの？私たちには、あなたにはやるべきことがあるでしょ？
そうだ。託されたんだ。僕はジジモンに託された。ジジモンの願いを叶えるって。そしてみゆきも救うんだって。
なら、そ れを絶対に無駄にできない。だから立って行きましょう。
Aoi's really come a long way. I'm so proud of her. I wasn't invested at all in a lot of the other things, but I'm so proud of Aoi.
なあ、大丈夫かよ、タクマ。帰ってくるなり偉いことになっちまって。
ごめん、ミノル。心配してくれてありがとう。
Oh dang. Of course I chose the route where Digimon is gone.
お前が帰ってきてくれて。
Did he actually, is he gone though? We didn't see him disappear though. Was he just
いきなり
injured?
こんなことがあってさ。タクマが帰ってきたことを後悔しちまわないか心配で。
それは大丈夫だよ。僕はここに戻ってきたことを後悔なんてしていないから。
そっか。そうだよな。それでこそ俺の相棒タクマだ。次は一緒に帰ろうな。
Part 10. Alright, 10 of 12. We're getting there. He literally wants to destroy the world, and people think that sacrificing the kids and the monsters will help them save the world.
つまり生贄がもっと欲しいってこと？じゃあもし生贄をもっと捧げたら返してくれる？
Why would you believe it?
お前が手を組む相手として悪い選択肢じゃないと思うけど、アルケニモンやピエモンはお前にとって期待外れだったかもしれないが、私ならもっとたくさんの人間をお前に捧げることができる。
He didn't even say he would give the maiden back to you. You're already promising him?
元より役立つとは思っておらぬ。
私はあいつらとは違うんだ。すがりついてご機嫌を伺うだけじゃない。私には私の強い意志があるんだ。もっと生贄を用意してくる。そうすれば
You just heard him say that the holes are insufficient. He wants more holes. What do you mean that bringing more sacrifices will save the world? This is why I'm not invested. Why would you believe him? This guy just told you his plans. And you fool, do you think that he'll let go of the maiden who he is... I don't know, why... No, he won't! Because when the wish is fulfilled, the vessel will disappear. Oh my gosh. Renamon's still my favorite, but Digimon Survive Renamon is at the bottom. As she reacted to that person was a mere coincidence. I'll get her back. That's right, I'm the one who will make you happy. Wow, who knew Renamon was a yandere? Okay. You were there with Miyuki, but you were there as someone else. So clearly even you know inside your heart that it wasn't your presence, it was something else. I know that you protected Miyuki, but oh my gosh. Dianamon in shambles. Dianamon's still my favorite. Dianamon is gonna make a comeback in Time Strangers. I'm super excited.
どうしたんだよ。朝から大声出して。
タグマ、助けて！僕
Oh no, what's wrong, Agumon?
はーい、いい子でちゅね。
Oh,
今ご飯の出
Tanemon.
待ちから。
Oh no, that's not
ほら
Tanemon.
泣かないで。いないいない。ばー。
Nyokimon.
ほら泣くなって。せっかくミュウが相手してるのに。
カイト、大きな声出さないで。別の子まで泣き出すでしょ。ほらほら、みんな怖くないよ。
こいつ漏らしてやがる。誰か服物。なんだこの状況。タクマ、起きるのが遅えよ。こっちは大変だったんだぞ。悪いけど、これどうなってんだ。決まってんだろ。遊園地のチビどもだよ。お世話をしないわけにはいかないだろう。分かったらさっさと手伝え。
Alright, thank you for
ほら、
stopping by,
お前の
Double
受け持ちは
Red.
このことこ
Rest
のことこ
well.
の子
Hope
だ。
you have a great rest of your weekend. I don't have an addiction. It is a one-time thing.
すごいな。まさかこんな世界で子守りをするなんて。笑ってる場合じゃねえっつうの。お前は笑ってくれ。すぐ手伝うよ。
I know it's a lot for us to have to deal with, and I probably shouldn't be laughing. Still, this is kind of fun. It feels like I haven't had a real belly laugh like this in a while now. Me too.
よかった。食事をさせたら落ち着いてきたな。しかしジジモン、こんなたくさんのチビをよく面倒見てられたな。
そうだよね。
Regrets?
ジジモンが死ななければこの子たちだって。ジジモン、うちたちのせいで死んだんだよね。
いや、ごめん。俺余計なこと言った。
みんなちょっといい？子供たちのお世話をしながら聞いてちょうだい。手の空いた時にでいいから、これからどうするか先のことを一緒に考えてほしいの。この世界から脱出するためにはみゆきちゃんが必要で、彼女の心を取り戻す必要がある。
We're gonna have to fight Renamar, aren't we? That's totally fine.
この世界も元の世界も。でももうこれ以上の犠牲を出すわけにはいかないの。
Digimon said it himself. We have no choice but to call out to Miyuki as much as we can. Knocking on the door to her heart. But how exactly are we supposed to do that? If he were alive, I bet Digimon would have thought it through with us.
私一人じゃ考える力がきっと足りない。慌てなくていいからみんなでよく考えましょう。とにかく今は備える時なのよ。目の前のことを片付けながら未来に備えるの。
Prepare, huh? Alright, do I have hourglasses limiting my abilities? I do! Alright, we already have Chromon. It's just Edmon. The thing is, they've already said that Miyuki responds to Haru, so I never understand why they never have Haru or the professor say anything. Oh, okay, so there's nothing here. Okay. Nothing? That is so rare. There's always something. Okay. Aha. Item. Prime ribs. Alright. At least we got one item. There's something here. Must be a monster. That's Shadow. Sure, it kind of looks like Terriermon now. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was... Or is it Digimon? They're all the birds. That is crazy. Whoa! When did we get a Skull Greymon that's level 50? Hello? Where did you come from? Oh, 30. It looks like 50 there. Time to get a bunch of items. Where's... Okay, hold on. We'll talk to Crowmon first. Sometimes you should act on emotion instead of logic, don't you think? Leap before you look. I like to avoid a pointless battle if possible. And yet fight we must. No! Is wanting quiet to time to yourself such a crime? No, but it's not easy. Alright, this is one bird I can't communicate with. Well, you know what they say. Fight chicken with chicken. Hold on, if you go up here... You can! Okay, this is not when he needs an assist. Really should not have him in the back, but he managed to reach it, so... The other chicken, aren't you a frail looking thing? You eating enough meat? You look strong. Today is not a good day to make friends. Did you know taking a nap after stuffing your face is the best? Okay. I have no instincts now. I want to do nothing but fun things. You too, right? You know your stuff. Ah, shoot. Close but no cigar. Today is not like a birthday. Wait. Guess we'll never find out what Sangloopmon evolves into. Alright, maybe I'll have better luck with Biomon. Whenever I meet a scary monster, I just start apologizing. Weird, right? I guess it's instinct. I don't care how tough you are, I'm not gonna lose. Nice, so energetic. What's the most important thing to you? My friends. No! Biomon doesn't like friends. Okay, got it. Biomon doesn't like friends. Look, I've tried that. Kaito and I just don't see eye to eye, and there's nothing we can really do about that. At some point, I just gotta stop, don't I? It's just boosting everyone. Okay, maybe I don't have to stop. Wait, why? I haven't even talked to you yet. Aren't you a frail-looking thing? You eating enough meat? I eat everything. Okay, okay. Did you know taking a nap after stuffing your face is the best? Okay, thanks for the lesson. Okay, okay, okay. Grr, anyone else just gets in my way. Whoa! Alright, second time's a charm. I want items. If I don't evolve Sanglupmon, then I'll just look up what they're supposed to digivolve into. I don't think I'll be able to figure it out. Wow, don't do that. Let's talk. Last one, Biomon. Have you ever told a lie? Ooh, wait, Biomon doesn't like friends. Never ever. Someday I'm gonna run this joint. Let me work for you. I don't care how tough you are, I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose. You made a new best friend. I want items. Alright, thank you, Biomon. Well, that's not too bad. This is kind of overkill. Hold on. Oh man, okay. They are. You would never guess, but Biomons apparently really like to fight. It's gonna take on War Greymon, isn't it? How did that hit? There is a boulder in between. This is just bullying. Alright, now I know you gotta fight the birds. Do Biomons count as meatheads? Or are they just hotheads? Alright. Nothing here. Nothing interesting. The first one we're gonna talk to is Kaito. We're gonna make an attempt. If I don't want to hit him, I'll try to improve my affinity. Yeah. Oh, not this again. Miyu, you okay? As if, how am I supposed to be okay? Yeah, my bad. You know, Miyu, I may not be able to protect everything under the sun. Protecting you, that I can do, so don't worry, okay? Okay, I trust that more than most things. And thanks, I guess, for trying to cheer me up, I mean. Hehe. Professor, why is he staring at the two of them like that? I know he's leaving them be, but Kaito's gonna be pissed if he notices. This may be none of my business, but should I cut this off at the pass? Alright. Scold the professor. Grab some popcorn. Call out to him. Grab some popcorn. I saved! I can do it! Kaito's not exactly a kid. If he's gonna get mad, why not let him do something about it? Oh, Professor Takuma. A couple of peeping toms. Whoa, whoa, don't let me in with him. I just saw the professor looking at you two and... Ah, I meant no offense, truly. Nor did I intend to simply stop and stare. I simply found myself admiring your siblings' relationship before your conversation began. Admire this trash fire? Ugh, you don't get it at all, Professor. Having an older brother is nothing but a big pain. Oh, but I do know what it's like to have an older sibling. I had a sister once, you know? The feelings Kaito has for you are likely the same as those my sister bore toward myself. Bore, you say, as in past tense? Oh no, she still lives. Yes, this whole time. Huh? Alright, that was... not the right answer. We gotta load. I just wanted to see. The difference between a meathead and a hothead. A hothead is just someone who is quick to, I guess, get to anger. And a meathead, but they're kind of similar, isn't it? Meatheads tend to be kind of hotheads. Or maybe those are just... because there's a himbo that's also kind of a meathead. Well... I don't know, maybe it'll just be none of the answers. Hey Kaito, Miyu, it looks like the professor wants to talk with you. Takuma, I didn't see you there. I didn't exactly have a matter to discuss, just... Oh yeah? But you were staring at them the whole time. Eavesdropping, are you? You got some questionable hobbies, dude. Ah, no, that wasn't my... I simply found myself admiring your sibling relationship before your conversation began. Here we go again. Alright, it doesn't look like this is the right one either. See, I told you I have no instincts when it... Whoa, don't do that. I have no instincts when it comes to Kaito. I should just choose the option that I think is wrong. Scold the professor. Alright. Of course they'll mistake your intentions if you don't say something, Professor. Ah, no, that wasn't mine, but yes, right, you are my boy. Takuma? Sorry, maybe it wasn't my place. I didn't think you'd want others to listen in on this. Nah, man, I appreciate it. So, did you need something, Professor? Well, apparently... Okay, from now on with Kaito, I'll just pick the option I wouldn't pick. Let me see. 34. That was super fast. Wow, is it easier in later game? I wonder if we'll get to see his evolution now, or if I need like one more. Miyu's a pain, but all the more reason to look after her. Wonder what his sis thought. The younger siblings always has it rough, that's for sure. The deep woods? Is this the moment? Is this the moment, chat? Huh, I think that's Kaito and Dracmon over there. That's a scary look on your face. Did something happen? You get it, don't ya? Why Mew's being on with you. Brush your teeth this, stay warm that. What do you expect babying her like that? Shut up, I don't need you to tell me my business. Well, you ain't wrong about that. I don't know what's up with you guys. You won't tell me a dang thing after all. I just don't want to see you get all butthurt when she gives you the cold shoulder. I ain't butthurt. You want to act tough? Act tough. I know a hurt butt when I see one. Huh, then let me tell you this much. I ain't butting into Miu's business to get her to like me. I want to protect her, and that's a fact. Wait, you're saying you don't care if she can't stand you after all that? I mean, I don't want her to hate me for no reason or nothing. I do whatever it takes for her, even if I got played a bad guy. She can say I'm annoying and hate my guts if she gets a peaceful life out of it. Kaito, he really does worry about her. Still, I get the feeling his intentions aren't getting through to Miu. Is he really alright with that? If he told her all this, I'm sure she'd get it. Whoa, what the? Behind Takuma? Yeah, you got it. Let's do this, Dracmon. Well, looks like I don't have to look up what evolution it's gonna be. If I didn't save, I honestly think we would not have been able to find out. We're almost at the end. A Kiwimon? This is what Dracmon is struggling against? Yeesh, these guys ain't making it easy as I thought it would. You think saying sorry is gonna make a difference here? Damn, if only I had more power. At this rate, I ain't gonna protect Miu, much less my own skin. Then what are you gonna do about it? Freaking what? You don't got the power, so you just gonna give up or what? That ain't funny, even as a joke. No way I'm gonna give up. I'll protect Miu and I'll grab hold of any power I can to do that. Hey, that's a risky way of thinking. Still, I like your spirit. Kaito! Dracmon, wait, don't tell me. If your heart's the real deal, if those feelings, wanting to protect the girl you hold dear, are the real deal, then I gotta answer in kind. Dracmon Digivolves 2? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Oh my god. No, no way! Myotismon! Of all the possible mons, it's Myotismon? That form, what happened to you? We can talk later. Now, let's try that again. Okay, this is a little overkill to have Myotismon going against a Kiwimon. Honestly, yeah, I see why. The options are unreasonable. Alright, let's go, Myotismon. Wait, what's your attack range? Let it come to you. He's floating. That's crazy. I didn't even do anything. That's why I said Myotismon against a Kiwimon was overkill. If you struggle with that... Yes, Myotismon, that is my new name. His desire to protect Miu caused me to reach this new stage of evil. This is crazy. I've never seen Myotismon like this. What do you mean we had Piedmon, Myotismon? I don't remember the other enemies. Indeed, but a word of warning. Use it improperly and my power will surely rebound back onto you. Do not forget that true desire in your heart. The heck am I gonna forget that for? What I want is simple, to protect Miu. That's the long and short of it. Very well then, I shall watch over the path you tread going forward. Then I'll bring that power of yours to bear. You best do your job to the letter though. Great, a slave driver. This should be interesting. Wait. Let me go look that up. Who's that? Okay, I prefer my Otismon over the other one. What is that? Alright. Now we finally got my Otismon. I guess I can finally use Dracmon. Good thing we've been leveling him up. Okay, he's still saying the same thing even though Mew's not here anymore. Who should we talk to next? I'd say Aoi. Poor Aoi. She's having to, like, push herself. Boost Seed. I'm gonna skip battles from now on. Ooh, Rib Party Set. Hey Aoi, I noticed you crouched down over here. What's up? I'm checking on our food stores. After all, we just picked up a lot more mouths to feed. Aoi, you're working again? Of course, this is no time to be resting, Saki. I've been telling her to take a breather myself, but it didn't work. Yeah, her and Miu both have a single brain cell and they both have to use it together. I'm fine, I don't need a break right now, but you've been running yourself ragged doing all this leader stuff. But what else am I supposed to do? We're in trouble. I need to stay on top of things. That doesn't mean you can't take a break, Aoi. Aoi's face is super serious. Given we have no idea what's coming down the line, there's no such thing as too worried. Still, there's one thing I've learned in the time we spent together. Aoi gets like this when fatigue and anxiety have caught up to her. I wish she'd slow down her roll here before she gets too carried away. Haste makes waste. We want you to rest. Counting on you. I don't know. Let's see haste makes waste first. They say haste makes waste, Aoi. Do you really think you can get a grasp of our situation if you tire yourself out? That's an interesting way to put it. I get the impulse to do something, but that's all the more reason to catch your breath. A cool head will let you work smarter, not just harder. That's what I'm talking about, Takuma. You're great at getting her to see things our way. Huh? Oh, you think so? I agree, that's one argument I can't refute. Oh, I got it! I'm sorry, I was rushing off ahead again. Her expressions relaxed a bit. Glad to see it. I'm glad I didn't, like, impulsively load. You see how it's drifting? It's not even me. Miu's looking after the little ones. Maybe I should support her. You should! 53, okay. I was hoping we get another evolution. Wait, Agumon has one? What's up, Agumon? Hey Takuma, there's something I've been meaning to ask you for a while now. What would you say is the most important thing to you? Don't ask me such weird stuff out of the blue, man. I just wondered, is all. Agumon has a serious look on his face. What is he trying to get at? Lots of things are important to me. Friends, but the most important thing to me up to now? World peace. My friends, world peace, my own life. My friends. I guess that had to be my friends, you know? You and all the others who've taken this journey with us are very important to me. So I'm one of the most important things to you? Of course you are. Yay! And that includes Miyuki and Haru. What made you ask in the first place? Well, the thing you want to protect most is the thing I want to protect most too. I just wanted to check what that was is all. Oh, so that's it. Thanks, Agumon. Oh yeah, I forgot to give this to you, Takuma. Here you go. Yay, more crystals! Totally worth it to talk to Agumon. Alright everyone, line up. Do what I say or you don't get a treat. Okay. You're surprisingly good with those kids, Miyu. Takuma, where'd you come from? Haha, I feel kind of embarrassed now. I didn't think anyone was watching. Embarrassed? There isn't anything to get embarrassed over. Taking care of these kitties so well is admirable, if anything. You think? I just find it's good to have something to do. I like playing with these kids, maybe because it lets me forget about everything else. Miyu's like a big sister to us. I think she's been doing a great job. Miyu, a big sister? I never thought of her like that. She did get them all together at the castle. Maybe she's got a serious side. When I think of Miyu not as Kaito's little sister, but as her own person. One should always talk to Agumon. Agreed. Alright, this is the true test. Am I a gremlin today? Complete softie, total little sister, big sister type. A big sister, I guess. Hard for me to say. Still, I can tell you're filling those boots as best as you can, despite your size. Hehe, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. A queen is kind of a big sister to all people, so maybe that's it. That sounds like a quote for the history books if I ever heard one. I'm not a gremlin! No! Whoa, What happened? This has never failed before. All I see is a little sister type when I look at you. Can't be helped really, you're older than her after all, Takuma. Still, those sorts of preconceived notions makes you see things differently. Maybe that's what it is. Whoa, again, not correct. Wow, I'm off my game today. And that's what I get for staying up to read. Maybe because you're a total softie. A total what? Well, I mean, you're usually so kind to the people in your life. Looking after people, helping where you can, that's a softie if I've ever seen one. You might be right, but there must be a less awkward way to describe it. But hey, that's how an older sister would act in the first place, right, Takuma? You know what? You're right, Hyakumon. Hey, that's not fair. They combined two answers. You'd make a good big sister, Miyu. Really? You think I'm doing a good job? Hehe, I'm glad to hear it. That is not fair. Technically, that is what I picked. They just combined answers. I call shenanigans. Androidmon, okay. Whoops. Uh-oh.
どうしよう。
カイトと葵さん、何か困ったことがあるの？
食料の残りが少なくて、今までと比べて食べる人数が増えたでしょ。材料が減るのも早くなってしまって。
人数が倍になりゃ食料の減りも倍になる。当たり前の話だがな。
このままじゃ じきに足りなくなる。困ったわ。どうしよう。
そうだな。森で何か探すってのはどうだ？
森で？
ああ、食える木の実くらいはあるだろう。これでも俺は田舎住まいだ。
I
森に
still
は
call
慣れてる。
shenanigans.
後でなんか探してみるぜ。食料問題は放
So
置できねえ。
what my gremlin instincts were still there, I just didn't anticipate them
私も食べられる植物を覚えておきたいもの。
trying to maneuver around
それ
them.
なら僕も。
Loopholes.
お前は残ってろ。
なんで？
面倒見なきゃいけねえ奴らがいるんだ。何人かは残らなきゃダメだろうが。それに城から来た奴らの面倒を放ってミュウが食材探しに行きたがるとは思えねえ。
No, don't split off.
ミュウたちを守れってこと？
If you split off, Renamon's gonna grab
そう
you.
いうことだ。頼んだぞ。
そうだね。わかったよ。
If the two of them go off, what about? Why were you so nonchalant about it? Our Kenimon and Doa. Look. Okay, we already have Garudamon. We should go talk to Saki. Alright, nothing here except Saki. Hey Saki, out on a walk to clear your head or something? Yeah, basically, being cooped up indoors all the time gets me feeling down, you know. Hey, why don't you ask Takuma what he does when he needs to clear his head? Oh, good idea. Any tips, Takuma? What, you mean right now? I wonder. No point in mentioning methods that can't be used in this world. What can I suggest for shaking the cobwebs out? That's one way to put it, shaking out the cobwebs. And good talk. Why don't you talk with everyone? Like go with your Floramon here. Normally that would make for a good distraction, but everyone's worried about what's about to happen to us, right? So whatever we talk about would just make everyone feel worse. Yeah, I bet they'd all get depressed. Right? Man, I'm totally stumped. Getting your mind off of stuff is pretty tough, isn't it? I saw the professor heading that way earlier. I think he left the school. He did? Must be looking into something again. Okay, we'll go look at that later. For now, how about a good scream? Maybe that's it. Good scream? Scream about what? I think anything's okay. Just let her rip. Would making a bunch of noise do any good? I guess not. Pretty interesting answer considering we asked you randomly like that. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'll try your idea next time. Next time? Not now? I'll do it now. It might scare the little ones, you know? If I get a chance to head to the beach or something, I'll give it a shot then. She seems a bit happier than before. That's good. I saw the professor heading that way earlier. I think he left the school. Okay. You got that right. Thanks anyway. Did he ask about the professor? Tried and true method, Minoru. If I don't get this one, I'll know it's something in the bubble tea I had today. Look at the babies. Miyu's here too. Alright kids, listen up. It's time for Uncle Minoru to tell you a story. Once upon a time in a land far, far away. Oh, ah, hooray! It's like Uncle Minoru, it's not even Big Brother. You've got a knack for this, my boy. Hehe, I know, right? Minoru's stories get me all excited somehow. Minoru's good with people. I can see why he's popular with the kids. Let me listen to your story too. Seriously? These are tall tales for pint-sized types. You enjoy that kind of stuff? I thought I might. You never know. Hey Takuma, Agumon, you come too. Wait, me too? I have so many things to think about. On the other hand, I can't keep running on all cylinders constantly. Besides, it's rare to see Minoru telling stories like this. Could be fun. No confidence today. No. Might as well take this chance to listen. Mind if I join, buddy? Oh, alright, okay. I lost a bit of my gremlinness because of writing loopholes, but I am definitely still sharing a brain cell with Minoru. It's your delivery that makes it fun, Minoru. What do you mean by that? Hey, start the show already! Whoops, my bad, my bad. Okay, here we go. Ahem. There once was a bamboo boy who was born from a bamboo tree, and... Is he seriously just making this up as he goes? I saw Minoru glitch! Honestly, if I had picked the wrong answer for Minoru, I would know something's wrong. Be too tired today. Hey, he doesn't even take an action, Professor? That's the professor? Maybe this way. Looks like he's pretty busy investigating something. I'll ask him about it later. Takuma, why'd you stop all of a sudden? Takuma, I'm sensing something strange nearby. There's something here? We'd better look around. I've been doing that. We've literally talked to everyone, though. Definitely should probably get a checkup. Or maybe I should have someone, you know, check in with me. I have to talk to Miyu again? Interesting. Takuma, perfect timing. For what? Hey bro, her bro's going somewhere. She's worried about where they're going. Kaito and Oe are going with Drachmon and Labramon from the sound of it. Oh yeah, they're heading to the woods to look for ingredients. Oh, so that's what they're doing. I thought it was an odd pairing. The four of them alone in the woods? Oh, I'm a bit worried. About Kaito? Oh no. That's not what I'm worried about. I just think Kaito might mouth off to Oe, that's all. You don't need to deny worrying about your brother that much. Is she hiding her embarrassment or is she really worried about his behavior? Either way, I bet she'd deny everything if I just asked her outright. What is it, Takuma? Nothing. I mean... I already know the answer. I hope Kaito behaves himself around her. Yeah, well, I don't really think he'll misbehave. Okay. No, I was wrong! Today I have no gremlin energy. Yeah, I was wrong, okay. I was kind of hoping it'd be like Aoi, where I thought I was wrong, but it turns out I was right. I was still wrong. If we're weighing between Minoru and Miyu, apparently Minoru wins. Anyone be worried, nothing weird about that. Miyu, did I say something wrong? Not at all, you're awesome, Takuma. Huh? Yeah, anyone would be worried. No weird meaning behind it at all. You like really get me, you know? Mad respect. Good one, Takuma. What tact? They're really singing my praises for some reason. I guess it's cool. She only got 1 cup of bubble tea today instead of 2. I'm out of options. What do I do? perhaps know what to do, what to do. He looks confused about something, what he's thinking about. We'll never know, because you... Wait. Who's that? Is it Renamon? You mean over there? Let's check it out. 3, 1, 2... Huh? Gomamon, Palmon, and Tentomon. Eek! Ah! Agumon, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. They startled me, but I'm good now that they're gone. So, there were 3 of them hiding together. They ran towards the shrine, Takuma. The shrine? In that case, I doubt they'll try to do anything to the people in the school. Alright, guess we're going to the shrine. I'm just curious if can I talk to him again? Okay, cannot. They said Agumon ran this way? Agumon? I was talking about the other kids. Apparently we can talk to Agumon. Okay, I definitely want to talk to him, but I feel like there was something else in the plot point. Okay. I only have one action. I can only pick one. Is it that depending on which location I find a different mon? Run, we're not fighting today. Alright, we'll just go to the shrine. Hold on, Takuma, that one just popped out of the underbush. It's Tentomon! Is there some way to convey there's no need to be scared? We don't want to fight! We don't want to fight. There's no need to resort to violence. No good. Looks like it's lost its head. Okay. I wonder if the other one will have a difference. I don't think so. It doesn't hurt to see. You don't need to be scared. We have no intention of harming you. You mean it? Yeah, we mean it. Here, come with us. There's lots of guys like us with Takuma's friends. Really? Then I'll come with you. We didn't have to fight after all. We got Tentomon! Because we already have Gomamon and Palm. Oh! I should have recruited Palmon! No, Lilymon! I'm so sad.
教授、どこに行ってたんですか？
森を探索していたんだよ。奥の方に新しい建物が出現していた。
え、本当ですか？どんな建物ですか？中に人はいましたか？
落ち着いてくれ、タクマくん。一つずつ答えるから。
あ、すみません、つい。
私が見たのは図書館だよ。
図書館？
軽く入り口付近を見ただけだから中に人がいたかどうかはわからない。それにあの図書館は明らかに今までの建物と違う。
違うってどんな風に？
あの建物は、いや、みんなの前で話した方が早いか。とにかく一度校舎に戻ろうじゃないか。
あ、そうですね。わかりました。行きましょう。
Hacker's memory. I wanted Lilymon.
予想以上に難しいわ。
草でも食えればいいんだが、その辺の雑草は苦くて食えたもんじゃねえし。
ここは季節もぐちゃぐちゃだからな。実のなってる木ばかりじゃねえ。
でも彼岸花は秋の花だもの。この辺りなら秋らしく実のついた木だってあるかも。あれ？
Luring them with Haru, Renamon, you are really...
無事だったのか。
ハルくん待って、どこに行くの？
森の奥に進んでいくみたいだな。どうする？
追ってみましょう。一人で森の奥に向かうなんて危険すぎるもの。みんなに知らせなくていいの？知らせたいけど、その間にハルくんを見失っちゃったらまずいでしょ。
仕方ねえな。とっとと捕まえるぞ。
No, I knew it as soon as you break off from the group.
お待たせ。あれ、葵さんとカイトは？二人は食料を取りに森へ行ったんだ。もしかして二人でデートか？
ミノル
ごめん、冗談だって。
ん？待ってくれ、タクマくん。二人は森へ行ったのか？
はい、そのはずです。
さん、私さっき二人を見たよ。森の中、東の方に歩いてた。
東？図書館の方角だ。
それってまずいんじゃ。図書館？さっき教授が見つけたって。森に新しく出現した建物なんだ。まだ調べてない。何があるかわからない場所だ。もしそっちの方に行ったなら危険すぎるよ。
本当に新しくできたばっかりだって言うなら、もしかしたら主の手下も調べに来てるかも。そんなの大問題じゃない。早くお兄ちゃんたちを助けに行かないと。
Here we go. I'm still here. I'm just staring at Tears of Themis new event because it's Artem's birthday.
でも少人数で迎えに行くのは危険よ。戦力が
No,
バラバラ
no, no. They have two ults. They're fine. If they could only fight, you know, Haru.
それはわかるんだけど。緊急事態なの。ちょっとの間、小さい子たちの面倒を頼んでいい？何かあったらみんなを連れて全力で逃げてね。頼んだよ。わかりました。ミュウ様、どうかご無事で。よし、これでここの守りは多分大丈夫。
At least there's someone to lead them.
本当に大丈夫なのか？城では主相手にどうにもできなかった者たちだろう。
じゃあ他に頼れる人いるの？ちょっとの間なら平気だと思う。みんなで行く分、みんなで早く帰ってこよう。
そうだね。これが最善な気がするよ。行こう。 葵さんとカイト助けに行くんだ。
教授、本当にこっちで合ってるんですか？うん、間違いないはずだ。
はずって。
まだ建物は見えないが方角は合っている。もうすぐだ。
まさか建物ごと消えたってことはないよね。
Uh-oh. Did it disappear?
お兄ちゃん。
Uh-oh.
あれは。
図書館が見えました？
いや、別の厄介なものを見つけてしまったようだ。見つけたというよりは、むしろ見つかったというべきか。
随分と遅かったな。仲間の危機だというのに薄情な奴らだ。
レナモン。
Renamon, he's glaring at the professor in
ここ
anger.
に来たのは私たちに接触するためか、それとも図書館目当てか、みゆきくんのためか。
黙れ。お前にみゆきの名を語る資格などあるものか。
やはり君は私のことを恨んでいるのか。
恨む？どういうことだ？
答えを返す義理はない。お前らには黙って生贄になってもらう。
生贄？ミコ以外にも生贄が必要なの？
以前アルケニモンが言っていたな。人間の子供はミコほど重要ではないが、
十分に使い道があるって。でもそうはさせないわ。
何をするつもりかはわかんないけど、生贄なんて絶対にダメだ。
使い道すらない獣たちがよく吠える。
なんだと？
レナモン、どうしてだ？お前はみゆきを助けようとしていたじゃないか。僕たちは同じ目的のはずだ。だったら一緒に。
従わないつもりか？ならそれでいい。力ずくで従わせるだけだ。
レナモン。
You know, if the Renamon disappears, does that mean Miyuki will disappear, or is it just weakened? Because if Miyuki disappears, Renamon disappears, but this is the same the other way around. Diamond shower. Oh. You can't evolve. You can evolve? Well, I didn't expect that. Well, I'm about to make it happen. I didn't expect you'd be able to evolve. Why didn't you do that earlier to protect her god? Hold on. Eh? Oh, it's because Aoi and Drakmon aren't here. Hold on. Okay, level 44. Your data. Free. Vaccine beats virus, virus beats data, data beats vaccine. So we need a virus, but we don't have Drakmon. seen any of the partner Digimon evolve during a cutscene? Technically, they're all cutscenes, right? Alright. I wonder if I'll get to see the Mega form for Chromon.
全ては整った。
Hold on, we gotta get rid of this thing first. Wow, you don't get... Okay, hold on. Okay. I don't think you can reach. You can't. I guess doing like... We'll get rid of this first. Okay, why do you always assist when he's trying to get rid of a box? Acceleration charge. Okay. Is it overkill? Yes. Does QBmon deserve it? Probably. You literally could have done anything else at any time, Renamon. Alright, I have no choice but to use Terra Force. Oh, there's one there too. Alright, let's go here. Can you go further? You cannot. Okay. Freaky frog. Creepy frog. Is there a way I can attack both? How is that all the damage you can do? What if I was literally right in front of them? You're kidding. Really? You can do nothing? What if you attack them from the side? I guess I'll never know. This is shocking. It does nothing? Oh, it's just blocked. I was like, that is... How do you... Alright. Oh, you can't even... Okay. Alright, here we go. I believe in you.
お前に呼吸を合わせる。
駆られたいものから来るがいい。さあ
どう戦うべきか。
Just insta death. Okay.
俺に任せておけ。
Oh, the battle still goes on. Dang.
くらえ。
番が来たんだね。誰から私に奪われたいの？
Hey.
どう戦うべきか。
I don't think you actually need to attack. I just have you in position.
俺に任せておけ。
番が来たんだね。
Alright.
ヘルプもできるの？
Support! Wow, so many crystals.
Lena もどうして戦わなきゃいけないんだ。お前だってみゆきを救いたいんだよな。
知ったような口を聞くな。約束したんだ。みゆきを守ると。私だけがみゆきを助けられるんだ。
Renamon and Tamers was so much cooler than this Renamon.
僕たちと同じ。
春でもタクマでも他の誰でもなく、この私がみゆきを救う。
Lena も
お前たちにいいことを教えてやろう。仲間の居場所だ。
Because you led them there.
仲間？それって
葵ちゃんとカイトのこと？
あの二人を助けたいのなら図書館に来い。そして自らの罪と向き合うがいい。来なければ二人は死ぬ。必ず来るんだ。
You know, Renamon and Tamers was so calm and a voice of reason and supportive, and then this Renamon is just kind of twisted and psychotic, you know?
敵に捕まっちゃった
A
んだ。
little bit.
本当にそうなのか？はったりなんじゃ。
いや、あの口ぶりははったりとは
Well,
思え
not
ない。
everyone, and Renamon doesn't have any attachment to anyone besides Miyuki. But I guess it must have been difficult for them to like have to watch Miyuki be a shell of who they were.
ミユたちをおびき寄せて 生贄を増やすためよ。
But you know, that's a fair point. I can't judge them for their trauma.
それつまり罠ってこと？
でも罠だったとしてもやることは変わらないよ。
そうだよ、二人を助けなきゃ。
行こう。もう少し進めば図書館が見えてくるはずだ。
You know, this is exactly the kind of pace I want. Going into a library for a reader, this is very exciting. Library unlocked. Free bat unlocked. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I think if I skip some of the in-between battles, things will go a lot faster and we'll be able to get through this. I'm determined to see this through the end. We will see the ending of the moral route. But as always, thank you so much for joining me, whether you're chatting, lurking, or watching the VOD. The story is, the voice acting is great. I'm just annoyed of some of the writing. But overall, things are picking up. We're gonna start seeing some action. Not that I don't constantly make you guys see action because I do all the battles, but now we are over leveled. I think it was worth it. Although apparently, even though the range is... their moves all have range, you need to be in close contact to do one-shot KOs. I want to take them out in one hit, so for that we need to do close combat as always. Offense is the best defense. And also talking. Talking to people gets you items. Who knew? Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. My next stream will be Sunday. We'll be heading back to Pokemon Arceus. And I'm interested to see what happens there. We are currently a fugitive, living on our own. Oh no, that's not true. We've been recently re-established by Captain Silene. We're gonna take on Commander Kamado and throw him into the, we're gonna help Commander Kamado see Arceus. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, that's yet to be seen. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I remember to always take care of yourselves. Drink water, stay hydrated, and stay warm. Although nowadays it's getting warmer, so stay cool, I guess. Anyways, remember that... I can't remember. Oh, remember to stretch! Wow, I'm really off my game. See, the thing is, I was having multiple cups of milk tea in a day, and I'm trying to cut myself back onto 1 cup, and this is apparently the result. Gosh, caffeine. But it's so tasty. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next stream. Until next time!